Tom Coughlan has been a resident of Pattaya for over 17 years and has had a very successful construction company, CSP Construction. He intended to hand it over to his son Peter, of 33 years old, and maybe retire himself. But then he got a phone call one day which changed everything. Tell us about that, Tom.
22nd of March last year, I got a phone call from Australia, from relatives in Australia, to say that my son was desperately ill and I would need to travel to Australia immediately. Just before the 22nd of March, I'd had a wonderful holiday with Peter and also with his lovely bride-to-be Jade. We had been celebrating the fact that they were going to go back to Australia, and Peter was going to take over and come to Thailand, live in Thailand, and be part of CSP projects. They also had intentions that year to get married. So on the 22nd of March, I received this phone call that I had to leave immediately and go to the bedside of my son, who was in ICU in Perth in Western Australia.
Now, what did you find when you got to Australia?
Well, I found Peter in the ICU unit and everybody around him. He was actually at that particular time and still in a coma, and we were told that he'd had a massive stroke. Now, I didn't know a great deal about strokes other than that people can be paralyzed, but what I was told by the doctors, that Peter was only able to communicate with his eyes, and that he was paralyzed from the nose down, basically. We arrived. Peter was in the coma, in and out of the coma. After 2 or 3 days, he did actually come round and found the great restrictions and great problems that he had himself. And the doctors told us quite frankly that people suffering from this type of stroke, they were locked in, what they call locked-in syndrome. And that is the most severe stroke that you can ever imagine and have. And you're paralyzed from sometimes from the neck down. In Peter's case, it was from the nose down. He couldn't breathe himself, he couldn't speak, he couldn't do any of those things. He could only communicate through his eyes, up for yes and down for no. He could hear you, and he had all the emotions that you would have apart from having the physical ability to move.
Did they know why he'd had this stroke?
No, and I don't really think today they actually know why he's had the stroke. There is no one cause. The doctor did say to me that this can be something as simple as moving very quickly and the blood clot going into the main part of the brain at the back here and blocking. They did actually remove the blood clot. They did the MRI scan, found the blood clot. They did actually remove it that night, and they thought that maybe, just maybe, he would be okay in the morning. Obviously that wasn't the case. And
did they give him very long to live?
They were very, very blunt and very precise with the prognosis of this particular type of stroke. They did say that it's very, very unlikely that Peter would survive 1 month, possibly 3 months. If he did survive, they did say to me that just bear this in mind, they said, your son will never walk out of this hospital again. Those were the words that the doctor told.
How did you feel about that?
As you can imagine, as any parent would feel, absolutely devastated. And the whole family were devastated. We just didn't know what to do. We just wanted Peter back. Peter accepted to a degree what he was told by the doctors, but would not accept that he would be beaten. Peter's a fighter. Peter's been in the British Army for many years, and he came out of the army, and he, in his own mind, knew that he would fight and he would beat this against all odds, against all odds. And our family pulled together. We're a very strong and close family, and we did what we had to do, and that was to support each other.
Now, this story has a fantastic ending, doesn't it?
Well, it does. We're here today in Thailand, and we're here at the home, at my home, and the country that both Jade and Peter love. It's a day that we never ever thought we would ever see again. But I'm pleased to say that Peter is here with his lovely fiancée Jade. And I have to make a point of saying this at this particular time. There were people, there were doubters. One person that never ever faltered or doubted Peter's ability to get better was Jade.
You were going to get married. You were, making plans for the future. How did you feel when you suddenly heard the bad news?
Obviously, I was devastated, frightened. Didn't actually know, what our future held. The only thing I felt inside was this can't be the end for Pete. And I remember saying to myself one night, after days and days and days of crying by his bedside, if he wakes up, then I'll never cry in front of him again, and I'll just be the strongest person I possibly can be, and help him through it the best I can.
Now, you've obviously been by him almost 24 hours a day since the stroke happened. Are you amazed?
Oh yes, I'm very, very amazed. But at the same time, I used to read every single night. It's the only thing I could do when I went home, and reality kicked in for me. All I could do was research as much as I could and see the inspiration that I've seen in certain different types of strokes, and fill my own mind and with different people's recoveries, and fill my own mind up ready for the next day of going sitting by Pete's bedside and saying, well, he did it, or she did it, so why can't you do it?
So Peter, now someone like myself cannot imagine what it must feel like to wake up and feel the way that you did. What went through your mind?
When I woke up, I thought, what the hell? Where am I? What's going on? I saw a care plan on the wall, and I thought, what is going on with me? Why can't I move or talk? Sheer panic. I suppose adrenaline kicked in. Sheer terror. That's all I can say. Sheer terror. I overcame it by thinking about Jade and thinking, my life is over. I'm not ready to lie down, and that's it. I thought, I want to live life. I'm not staying like this. No way. I don't want to live like this. I need to get home for Jade. When I was in Shenton Park rehab, my psychiatrist told me, don't think where you're going, look at how far you've come, and it will always stay with me.
Well, Jade, Peter, Tom, congratulations on everything, and I think we should drink a cup of tea in honour of it, don't you? And cheers to the future. Someone like myself can never imagine how it could feel to wake up and realise that you're completely debilitated. How did that feel to you?
Well, what do I say? Yes.
Oh, you were saying that? You never say that.